Is the writing on the wall? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1531 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and then back and forth. I spent 49 years now building businesses in various industries throughout my lifetime so far, and offline, and over a quarter century of that simultaneously in corporate America, working for really some of the most fascinating, fun corporations on the planet. And is the writing on the wall was our idiom for supersize your business today. And what's fun about that is, and I didn't remember this until after I had done that video, was a couple of places I worked in corporate America, they actually had the people that worked in the departments in the division that I was in had something called a wailing wall. And it had different names in different organizations. But basically it was a wall on which the people that worked there could go and write in permanent marker anything they had a complaint about. Now, for me, I liked it because I could sneak down when they weren't working and I could see what their complaints were on it, and I could figure out ways to deal with those or answer those. Now, a lot of them were unfounded, right? And unfortunately, a lot of them were bitching about me because I was their boss and I was the only woman in that in one organization. In other organizations, it was kind of a fun way for everybody. It's kind of like the comment box. You know, lots of companies have had over my lifetime in corporate America a comment or customer complaint box, but this was an employee concern complaint improvement box. But sometimes it's a box, sometimes it's a wailing wall, and the writing was literally on the walls in those situations. But is the writing on the wall? What does this mean? It means that something is inevitable, or that it's a warning for us that something might happen or something is gonna happen no matter what we do about it. I like to look at it from a positive standpoint where I can put whatever I want on my wall or on my chalkboard, and that means I can create those things. And if I decide I want something and I go all in on it and commit to creating it, I know that somehow it might not come exactly when I want it to, but I know I can make that happen in my life. How do I know that? Past experience. Because I've made bad things happen in my life, and it's when I took responsibility for realizing that I created those bad results and bad outcomes in my life that I realized I could flip that around and I could create the things that I want in my life. I created some really bad health challenges in my life so far, and I realized that I also fixed my health in those and met those challenges so that I could still function and be a positive member of society, I like to think. So I like the idiom and the expression, the writing is on the wall, even though it's one of those that comes from the Bible. We're focusing on spiritual idioms this month, spiritual well-being related idioms or religious idioms that we can tie to business for Supersize Your Business to coincide with this month's portion of the annual challenge, the BU 365-day challenge, where we do one thing every day, one little thing every day that improves us in some way. So guess what? By the end of this year, we will all be, everybody who's participating in the challenge, including me, 365 ways better than we were on January 1st of this year. Because just thinking about the topic alone makes us better. It improves us in some way. And as we improve, we set the example for other people. And as we set the example for other people, we inadvertently or purposefully make the world a better place. I do it because I want to make the world a better place. Some people just make the world a better place by being in it. And if we're improving ourselves, and if we're one of those people that continually improves and looks for ways to be a better human being, we're automatically setting the example for other people and giving other people permission to be the best version of themselves as well. So our topic today for the annual challenge was the power of questions. And I shared 10 different ways, 10 different types of questioning that we can do in order to ask better questions and to just think about how powerful questions are in our life. And then all we're doing for our action item in that is think about and share your favorite question in the comments below, or share a question that you hate. I added that at the end. I changed my mind. I said, I like the favorite question, but what's a question that you just dread being asked? And mine would be, you got a sec? Got a minute? And that's just because it has had, and I'm erasing it, negative connotations with my ex-husband. He would call me like 15 times a day. And I was always busy, but I would answer and he'd say, You got a sec. And I would always answer, because if I didn't answer, he would keep calling until I answered. So I learned answer, and it was always, because he learned in a real estate training that we took together, whenever you call someone, you ask if it's a good time. So he never asked if it was a good time, because he knew I would say, no, I'm busy. He asked, you got a sec. And I learned to just dread that question. So that would probably be still on my I don't like that question list. And I love questions. I don't really think there's any bad question, but people that we interact with, and maybe people that aren't right for us, can ask us questions that just make us shake our head inside and say, can't believe you asked me that. I have had people ask me unbelievable questions that I'm like, really? You just asked me that? And I just, kind of like, you wonder what they're thinking and where they're coming from. And a lot of times they're just nervous, or they're not thinking about where they're coming from. So keep in mind, the questions that we ask ourselves are the most important, but the questions we ask other people, those can be important too. Saturday here in my neck of the woods, I have got some really fun projects that I'm working on, and some projects that I don't love to work on, but that still have to get done. Weekends are still like that in my life. I don't know if they are in yours, but still have things that have to get accomplished and have to get done. I had a cold the last couple of weeks, and this week I've been feeling better, but got me a little bit behind on certain projects that I'm working on. So I'm just doing a little bit of catching up. And of course, family time. I love to spend time with my family. The rest of the family that didn't have the cold that we had, my daughter and son-in-law and my one granddaughter and I guess my other granddaughter had the cold too first. We all got it together. Now all the rest of the family's catching up, and they're getting it too. Even though we thought they skated through and didn't get it, bam, they were down this week with it. So it's one of those colds where you just want to sleep for like 2 to 4 days. And if you do that, if you go down and get tons of sleep, it goes away faster. But if you don't, like some of us don't necessarily do that, or not enough. I did a lot of it, but not enough. It drags out and lasts longer. That's it. That's all I've got today. If I can help you in any way, ask. I've got Voxer, Pajama Grandma. You can Vox for me there. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. If you don't have my direct contact information, it's pretty easy to find. I don't hide it. So if you've got something that you've been working on, or you're working on, or you're wondering about, and you don't have anybody that you want to ask, because sometimes we don't want to ask people we know. One of the lessons I learned in life is that if I have a big dream or a big idea, or something I'm thinking about, especially when it's a change and it's different than what I've done before, and I don't want other people that are close to me judging it, because then I will automatically let go of that idea, and I don't want that. I will ask someone that I don't know. I will ask an outside party, an outside source, their opinion. And it might not be their opinion. It might just be running down what I'm thinking and where I'm coming from, and them saying, yeah, don't talk to your family about it, or talk to your family about it, but use that as more information to build up your resolve and your resiliency with respect to the idea that you have, etc. All right, so I like to be that resource for people. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow.